I will call two Randall County related cases set for final hearings. First case being cause number 85515 in the interest of the Gordon and Smith children, Stetson Gordon, Josie Smith, and William Smith. I will also call a related case cause number 72306, again set for a final hearing involving Avonlea Smith. I show the father in that case was terminated back in July of 2019. So this is a compliance hearing following an order to participate involving the Miles, Suarez, Johnson, Long, and Taylor children. Ms. Graff is with us representing the mother, Ms. Johnson, who is with us.
Who do you work for?
I work for the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And are you assigned to the case with Ms. Kia Johnson?
Yes, ma'am, through the family-based program.
Okay. And have you filed a court report filed on September 17th of 2025?
Yes.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
All right, so noted. I have read the report, and this is just a test. Courtney.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Elaine, as far as the court report, it looks like it indicated that Aaliyah's placement is now with her father, and she's doing school online while she rides with him on his trucking job. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Are there any updates for Aaliyah?
No, other than the online school starting, that was kind of something that was planned from my understanding when I first got the case, even prior to her going to stay with her father. And so it was just kind of waiting for her school stuff to arrive for her to start that.
And has Aaliyah indicated if she wants to stay with her father at this time?
She's okay with either. When I've spoken with her, she is doing okay with him on the truck, and she does come into town and is able to visit with Kia face to face. They've stayed in the same home with her dad supervising that contact. So
okay. And is Miss Johnson's visitation with all the children supervised by the department at this time?
it's some of them are being supervised by a relative.
Okay. So for Aaliyah, who is supervising that visitation?
Her father.
Okay. Are there any issues with that visitation?
No.
Okay. Regarding Odyssey Suarez, your court report indicated that she is with her grandmother, Mary Moore, and would like to stay there. Is that correct?
That's what, when I go out to speak with her and Mary, the grandmother, that's what they have both spoken with me about on several occasions.
Okay. And Odyssey is actually Miss Johnson's niece that she has primary managing conservatorship. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And can you tell us who is supervising Miss Johnson's visitation with Odyssey?
So she's been having telephone visits with Kia that are supervised by her grandmother, Mary. From my understanding, they've never really been able to get on the same schedule for her to have face-to-face visits with Odyssey. And so if she did, it would be her grandmother, Mary, that would be supervising it.
Are there any issues with those telephone visits?
From my understanding, there haven't been.
Okay, that's good to hear. Regarding Amaya, I understand she's placed, according to your court report, with her siblings Jacori in Malaysia, and that they're all placed with their father. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Your court report also indicates that all three will be starting therapy. Can you tell us where we are in the process of getting those three children into therapy?
They did have an intake with it's a program that's ran through the schools out there in the DeSoto area. It's called Metro Care. They had their intake on Friday, and they'll be having sessions every 2 weeks. And so I haven't heard back from their therapist as of yet, but that's the update that I got towards the end of last week.
Okay. And what type of visitation is Ms. Johnson having with Amaya Jacori in Malaysia?
Because they've been out of town, they have been having supervised visits via telephone. those are supervised through their father. There have been some issues that have arisen within the last couple weeks. Miss Johnson had, I guess, had gone out to work in that area and had tried to visit with them face to face. Prior to that, we had put in a safety plan that those would be supervised through the department just to avoid any issues between the parents. And so I know that that's kind of been a problem as of recent.
Can you elaborate on that issue? Was the department able to set up supervision fast enough for those visits with Ja'Cory, Malaysia, and Amaya to actually happen with Ms. Johnson?
No, I had spoken with her before she had went out of town, and so I knew she was going to be out of the Amarillo area, but we never discussed her having face-to-face visits. And while she was out there, that's something that had ended up coming up. Unfortunately, I was out during that first week, and so I spoke with her last week about it. And Dad is trying to follow the safety plan that we had put in place. So I think that's kind of where the discord came in. And I know that there was some concerns with him working on a Friday when he was supposed to be supervising those visits. And apparently he had asked for his girlfriend, that lives there in the home with him and the kids, to supervise the contact. And so I know that that was another issue that had come up while I was out.
Okay, so it sounds like those visits didn't happen because people were trying to comply with the supervision and the safety plan. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of details? Would it be appropriate for the father, if it didn't conflict with work and other prearranged appointment schedules, would it be okay for the father to supervise those visits, or is this a situation where the department would still need to supervise?
So, you mean like face-to-face contact?
Yes, face-to-face, in-person contact.
Yes. So I had spoke with him last week, and throughout the family-based case, there have been kind of some back and forth between him and Miss Johnson. And so I asked him, like, hey, if we can't set this up face-to-face while she's out there, can you supervise it? And he didn't feel comfortable because of the issues that have arisen between the two of them. He doesn't want to like end up in a disagreement in front of the kids or anything like that. And so he asked that if we do face to face, it be like through one of us, through one of the workers.
Okay, now hypothetically, if Miss Johnson's job sends her out there in the short-term future, how much notice does the department need to be able to facilitate that supervision for her so she can see Amaya, Ja'Cory, and Malaysia in person?
At least more than a week, at least more than a week in advance, because we do have to send a referral, and I don't know what their workers look like out there, if they can, schedule something within days.
Okay. In regards to, let's see, I think it's Desmond Long Jr., your report indicates that he's had some behavioral struggles in school. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think initially when school started, he was already at a alternative school out there in Plainview due to some issues that he had at the end of the year last year. I think it was like some fighting or something, and so he started his year off there. And then he ended up going back to school and was only at school for about a day or so, where he had an issue. He had threw his telephone at one of the principals after they had tried to take his phone from him, and call his dad. And so, at that point, he got sent back to that alternative school. At this time, from my understanding, he's back at his regular school where he's supposed to be at, so.
Your report also indicated that Ja'Cory, I'm sorry, I skipped down one. Let me go back.
Are you talking about Desmond?
I was talking about Desmond. I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong line as I was talking or asking a question. Let's see. Has Desmond indicated whether or not he wants to stay in that placement with his father?
So he's been with his dad for quite some time now. This was even prior to this case. It wasn't something that we facilitated. It's just because he was coming to Kia's home and having regular visitation there. We had also put in a safety plan that he would be supervised by his dad if he had any contact with Kia.
Is Desmond Long Jr. in therapy?
No.
Is that something that the department is considering for him since he's struggling with those behaviors?
I've spoken to his dad about it briefly, and he's mentioned that he doesn't feel like he needs it. He does speak with him about his behaviors and about his expectations moving forward. And speaking with Kia, it sounds like she's aware of what's going on with him as well. At one point, Desmond had even mentioned wanting to live with Kia, and then when I went out to speak with him, he changed his mind. So I don't know if it's just getting in trouble with his dad and then wanting to stay with his mom, kind of like that sort of thing. So, but we don't have him in counseling, and I don't see a need at this time for him.
Okay. Now, in regards to Zaniah, your report indicated that she was in a PCSP at the beginning of the case and made a sexual abuse outcry against not the person she was in
Judge,
PS.
can we take this off YouTube?
Yeah, give me just a minute.